I'm Velvet with the Self-Worth Tribe, a tribe of women who accept that our past does not define our future. I wanted to share with you today some experiences that I've had with my body image and my self-worth. I was somewhere around 200 pounds. I'm not sure exactly because I quit stepping on the scale at 189. I remember going shopping with girlfriends and having to pick those size 15, 16 clothes off the rack and thinking, geez, they sure are making clothes fit smaller these days. I always thought I could lose 10, 15 pounds, but that I was never seriously overweight. I remember looking in the mirror and seeing all of that pain that was inside of me, and that weight was a place to store all of that pain. And I had to get more overweight to keep pushing that pain down inside of me. I realized that I had to start acknowledging that pain and that my past doesn't define my future. And with doing that, my self-worth increased and the weight began to fall off. I still remember getting in my car that day and going to drive those 7 blocks home, and that overwhelming feeling that I couldn't do it anymore. That dark black hole that I was in and that million-pound weight that was on my shoulders was going to crush me if I didn't acknowledge my self-worth. Somewhere along the way, I had allowed myself to stop caring about what I wanted or what made me feel good about myself, and I had settled for all the no's and you're not good enoughs along the way. One day I finally decided that my past does not define my future, and that was the beginning of a huge transformation in my life, and it started with something as simple as walking. I believe that those pounds that started to drop off were the pounds or the weights that were sitting on my shoulders and that were covering up my self-worth. Interestingly enough, that was the catalyst to start losing the pounds around my waist. There was a huge fog that seemed to be lifting from my thoughts, and an inner desire to be better was replacing it. As people started to notice the change in my appearance, they really started to notice me, or so that's how it felt. I got a huge promotion at work and a job transfer, and that was the beginning of my journey to increasing and expanding my self-worth. As I look back now, I realize that I had completely lost myself, and I no longer believed in my ability or myself, and it was so much easier to hide than it was to take that kick in the teeth that life seems to give you every now and again. I had allowed that little self-doubt voice that was inside of me to take over, and that it was stopping me from the great things that I was capable of doing. I also realized that it is far easier to be miserable, and that there's always somebody there to commiserate with, that it is easier to do that than to choose to be happy and choose to believe in yourself and that you deserve the very best. Without believing in my self-worth, I had allowed all those negatives to take over and to stop me from achieving happiness in myself and also an increase in my self-worth. Join me in the Self-Worth Tribe, a vibrant gathering of women just like you and me who accept that our past does not define our future.